All right, yesterday was the birthday of tight end Tony Gonzalez, and I want to take a little time to celebrate him and talk about one of the greatest tight ends to ever play the game. But first, how about those? Hey, if you're watching this and love the Kansas City Chiefs, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn the notifications on so that you can stay in the know with daily news like this about our favorite team. All right, so Tony Gonzalez. There's just a certain ring of nostalgia for me when I hear that name. I grew up watching this man dunk on goalposts for a good chunk of my childhood. Since his birthday was yesterday, the 27th of February, I thought I'd make a video today on him and just celebrate his career. Gonzalez was selected in the first round of the 1997 draft by the Chiefs, and he played for the Chiefs for 12 seasons and then finished his career in Atlanta with the Falcons for 5 more years playing with them. He retired back in 2013, and he's a 14-time Pro Bowl selection and a 6-time first-team All-Pro, and he still holds the record for total receiving yards at 15,127 and receptions at 1,325 for a tight end. And he also totaled up a tally of 111 touchdowns. Here's a graphic to show just how crazy his stats are. Jason Witten is the closest to him with 13,046 yards and 1,228 receptions. The only two still active on this list are Gronk and Kelce. Let's take a quick look at Kelce for a comparison. Kelce's putting up monster numbers. Since being drafted in 2013, he's racked up 9,006 receiving yards and 704 receptions. This includes him missing his entire rookie year due to a knee injury. So if you were to take Kelce's 8 years of production, that's excluding his rookie year, and double them, that would be 18,016 yards, 1,408 receptions, and 114 TDs. Again, that is if he kept up his productivity for 8 more years. I think it's worth looking at those stats to show how great of a player Gonzalez really is. Don't get me wrong, I love Kelce. He's probably my favorite tight end, but man, Tony G is a legend. Tony G is a G. Okay, no? All right. He played the game until he was 37, totaling up 270 games played, he only missed 2 games in 17 seasons. What? That dude's like Iron Man. And he only lost 2 fumbles on 1,327 touches. That is insanity. It's probably, again, the most crazy to me. He only missed 2 games his entire career. Who does that? That's wild. He was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2019, and rightly so. That was sort of an overview of his career, so I'm going to back up slightly, and I want to talk some more details about his career as a Chief. But before I do that, if you're enjoying this video, can you do me a favor? Hit that like button real quick so more Chiefs fans can find this content. Thanks so much. Okay, Gonzalez was drafted by the Chiefs in '97 and finished up his rookie season with 33 receptions, 2 TDs, and a blocked punt on special teams. His numbers kept improving over the first few years. In the 1999 season, he had 76 passes caught for 849 yards and 11 TDs, which was a career high. I want to note that in 2001, he threw his first pass, and it was a 40-yard bomb. You definitely love to see that. From the 2003 to the 2006 season, Gonzalez was actually the most productive tight end in the entire NFL. In 2007, Gonzalez broke the career touchdown reception record for tight ends, edging out Shannon Sharpe, and that same year he passed Shannon Sharpe for most receptions all times by a tight end. Sort of a sad year for Shannon Sharpe. Here's where things start to get a little bit sad, but I honestly don't blame Gonzalez, honestly, and we'll dive into that and talk about it. But let's look at the Chiefs' record in 2007, 4-12. In 2008, 2-14. In 2009, 4-12. I mean, let's just be honest. The Chiefs, they sucked. I mean, we were horrible. Tony Gonzalez, on the other hand, he was putting out amazing production year after year, and he wanted a Super Bowl ring, so he quietly asked to be traded. Basically, in 2008, they tried to trade him, but there's some drama there about why he didn't actually get traded. Supposedly, the Chiefs GM at the time, Carl Peterson, was asking for a third-round pick in exchange for Tony, and at the last minute changed his mind to a second-round pick. Though I just watched a video segment on NFL.com, and I'll link it in the description, but Peterson swears one of the teams interested, which was the Packers, he swears they never even offered him a third-round pick for Gonzalez. He actually said, quote, "I know Tony doesn't believe me, but..." So it appears to this day there's some bad blood there to a degree on what happened. And in that same video, Gonzalez actually goes on to say, yeah, they offered me this and Peterson switched it up or something like that. So I found that interesting. An article from sportscasting.com says this about that time of Gonzalez's career. It says, in 2008, with the Chiefs in the midst of a 2-14 season, the team attempted to trade Gonzalez, but it didn't work out. Because of this, he addressed his teammates to ensure that they knew they would have his best effort. Says this, quote, "I went to Coach Herm and I said, hey, you mind getting all these coaches out of the room? I want to talk to my teammates one-on-one. At this time, there was stuff being written in the media that I was abandoning the team. So I stood up in front of my teammates and told them flat out, look, I'm not giving up on you guys. I told them what had happened, but I told them I am fully dedicated to this team." End quote. This ended up being his last season with the Chiefs, in which he finished with over 1,000 receiving yards, 80 receptions, and 10 TDs. The next season, in 2009, he was traded to the Falcons in exchange for a second-round pick, and he finished his career with the Falcons. But sadly, he wanted a ring, never got it. I believe one of those seasons, can't remember which, they did make it to the NFC Championship game, but I'm just going off the top of my head from prepping my notes today. I didn't actually write that down. Anyway, in 2018, the Chiefs announced they would induct Tony G into the Chiefs Hall of Fame. He was inducted during halftime of a game during the 2018 season, and then in his first year of eligibility in 2019, Gonzalez was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Chiefs fans, I mean, we have mixed opinions on Gonzalez based on his decision to leave and go to another team. And he has made a comment or two within the past few years about the Falcons making his career and all that stuff. But I personally hold no grudge or ill will against a man who put 12 years of blood, sweat, and tears into an organization and is one of the greatest tight ends to ever play the game. Thanks so much for the memories, Tony G. I know I speak for many in Chiefs Kingdom when I say that. He will always be a Kansas City Chief in my heart, regardless of where he finished his career. What about you guys? What do you think of Tony Gonzalez? Do you have a favorite memory of him? Make sure to comment down below and let me know. I'd love to read your thoughts. And I also want to give a shout out to my dad. His birthday is actually today, the 28th. And since I was making a video about a legend, Tony Gonzalez, I thought I would shout out another legend in my life, and that is my dad. So yeah, his birthday's today. And honestly, because of my dad, that's the reason why I'm such a big Chiefs fan. I spent the majority of my childhood watching Chiefs games with him every Sunday. We watched them lose most of the time, and this was back in the day when you had like the big box TVs. Well, we had this fake foam brick. If you guys know what that is, it's called a bad call brick. Well, my dad used to basically scream at the TV and chuck that thing, and it would just bounce right off. We'd all laugh. You could definitely not do that these days because of the flat screens, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, happy birthday to my dad. He turns a young age of 49, believe it or not. When I was born, he was 18. My mom was 17, so crazy. Anyway, Dad, if you're watching this, which you will, because I'm going to link you this video and say watch it to the end. I hope you have a great day. I love you so much, and I'm not going to cry. Not doing it. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and sub for more Chiefs content. I post daily news about the Chiefs, and we'll be doing news like this all year long. So until next time, let's go. How about those?